don't fall off there. I've really precariously got you perched on a stand in the bathroom, featuring bath mat, featuring towel. Hello everyone and welcome to this week's vlog, or just a brand new vlog. You're a bit smeary on the screen, but from looking in the viewfinder I think you're fine, so hopefully you're okay. Sunday 26th of January is where we're at today, and obviously can't tell by being in the bathroom, but I'm in Wellington. I have filmed nothing up until this moment in time, apart from that little time lapse you might have seen before. But yes, today is Ocean Swim Day Wellington edition. Looking forward to the race. Came down yesterday. Said I've got no clips because we had quite a bit of a frustration, to say the least, yesterday. I'll probably fill you in on that later on. I just got to focus on the swim today. Just getting changed now, getting ready to go for that. I'm going to head over to Oriental Bay. We're staying in central Wellington, really near Papa today, and yeah, I'm just ready to get going with the swim, and I'll catch you up with the details of the frustration later, because I'm sure you're on tenterhooks. By the way, it's nothing that major, it's just a little bit annoying. Hello from Oriental Bay. Look how choppy it is. I don't know if you can hear me. Look, choppy, choppy, choppy. Swam all the way from over there, out there, all the way back into there. I did the race, as I said, it was hard work. Don't know if you can hear me. I came 7th in my age group today, and I was pretty pleased with that since it was so hard work. A nice shot of the kitchen for you. Excuse my crazy hair, it's just having a little bit of a dry at the moment. Come back from the swim. I really enjoyed the swim today, even though it was really choppy and hard work. In my age group, so a really hard race, and it was real competitive. I don't know if I found the footage yet. I had a really feisty kind of finish just to make it across the finish line, but it's all in the name of good sportsmanship. Came 7th in my age group today, so I was really pleased with that result. You know, top 10 finish in the age group from my point of view is always really neat, and I did a really good time for the distance, and especially because it was just so choppy. It was because, like, as we swam out to one of the buoys, the waves were coming at you, so that was hard work. And you would think, oh, coming back, because you would swim back around a buoy to come back, the wind was pushing you the right way. Kind of was, but it was also like as you breathed to the sides and you're swimming, the water was sloshing in your mouth, so it was challenging to say the least, but a good race nonetheless. Come back, had a shower. I'll probably show you the apartment a little bit later. Not staying at an Airbnb this time. Not staying at an Airbnb this time around. But anyway, we're off in to go get some lunch next. I think we're going to the Crab Shack. It's one of my favourite places to go when I come to Wellington. They have 2 in New Zealand, 1 in Auckland, 1 in Wellington, so we're going there next. We're also going to Te Papa at about 5 PM this evening to go see the Wonderland exhibition. I will let you know my honest thoughts on that. Oh my god, my battery's dying. I'll tell you my honest thoughts on that, because it costs $25, and to me $25 is not cheap, so I'll let you know what I think about it. Where should I put you? Here, there, okay, I'll just lock in here. Hello everyone and welcome to the next day. It's the 27th, Monday the 27th of January. I didn't fill you in after we went to the Wonderland exhibition yesterday at the Papa, because I was going to let you know if I thought it was worth my money, and I'm going to say a big fat tick, a big fat yes, a big fat tick, big fat yes. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure how many clips I got to whether you could paint the picture of what was happening, but yeah. It was interactive, it was engaging, it was fun. You might have seen at the start of the exhibition to go through all these doors, and you had these little interactive maps that were really cute that you put under lights, and they shone little cards on them as well. And the tea party room, I only got a few clips on my phone of that, but that was really cool, just like a light projection display. And if you are Alice in Wonderland fan, then you would 100% enjoy it, I feel. Oh, sorry about the noise behind me, the kettle is on, it's just boiling, hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, I forgot how many like different versions of Alice in Wonderland there have been, like from the early days of the story like evolving, and then just many adaptations of it as cinema and I guess storytelling has moved along. So yeah, that was really cool. In a way though, I'm not the biggest fan of Alice in Wonderland though, because I find it a little bit creepy, but still, it was still so much fun nonetheless. So even though it was about, I say $25 I spent because I booked all my tickets online, so there's like an online chargey fee, and of course there is. So it's probably about 22 for an adult if you're paying just in person to go to it. But yeah, I would recommend to go along to that if you want to go check it out. Oh, let me talk about my fiasco. I'll try and explain this in a few words. In a nutshell, it's been sorted, so that's great. Let's just say we had to call the AA motoring to come help us out. What I did was, in the car park, because we got a car park with our room that we're staying at the hotel, parked downstairs, parked in the car park, parked next to a wall. I would say that this places, the Liberty Apartments where we're staying, does not have big car parking spaces. Bear in mind we have a really small car, a small little Prius, and it just fits in that space. So if you've got a large car, ain't gonna work. Anyway, I had to park in the space like right up against the wall and just do some styly reversing to make sure I got in the space. Anyway, that was fine. We have a hybrid car, and sometimes our battery on our car could be a little bit like temperamental, a bit dodgy, and if we don't use the car for a couple of days or just for a bit of a stretch, the battery like dies on us. It's not to do with the battery, it's to do with, oh, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, if the car is idle for a long period of time, the battery like trickles through and it just drains itself. Don't know if that makes sense, but anyway. we have a manual switch on our battery that we've added ourselves, and you can turn it on and off so you control when it's on or off. Anyway, I knew we weren't using the car for a couple of days, so I turned it off, and then to lock the car you go manually lock the doors, so you push the button in and hold the handle out and shut the door. So that was fine. So by habit I do this at home. When I'm back at home, I know I'm not using the car for a few days, so I'll turn the battery off. Just by habit I started going around locking all the doors, and because of how the car was parked, I locked the doors that were furthest away from this wall that I'd parked against first, because they're easier to get to. Then I went to go lock the doors, and this sounds so stupid, but in the moment, you know, when you're in the moment and you're doing something, and especially if you're doing it by habit, you just get caught up in the moment. I went to go try lock the doors that were against the wall. I couldn't, because the doors couldn't open, and then by this point the wheels started turning in my brain, and I realized I couldn't get into the car at all anymore. So it was essentially as if I'd locked the keys in the car. I hadn't, but that's essentially what I had pretty much done. So then I was like panicking. I was panicking to max. I was stressy, not blessy, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? So this is like a whole long-winded thing of me going peaks and troughs with my stress. Called the AA, they came straight away. They must have more people on in the Wellington area because they came so quickly. Stereotypically, I guess, when you have your keys locked in the car, they can just like put a hook down the side and then do that thing that they would normally do to get your keys out of the car, because essentially that was the way to still solve it. That wasn't working, so we had to jack up the car let the car roll to the side, shimmy the car forward, because all we needed to do was open the front door, front driver's door, because that's how you would get in the car manually as well. So long story short, I hope this has made some kind of sense. We got back in the car eventually after a lot of panic. I'll give you a little room tour whilst I'm here. So this is the bathroom just here. I feel we've stayed in got a disabled unit, hence why some of the features of the room are a little bit like just more space to use, so if you're in like a wheelchair or such like. But that's probably also why we got this room, probably at a cheaper rate. I'll link it down below if you wanted to go check it out. Whether you'll get that rate, I'm not sure, but anyway, this is what we got. So this is the bathroom, kitchenette. It was handy, a full cooker. See, some of these features are quite different. Like this is really, really low. You can't tell, but the sink is really low here, but it works. Some of the handles on the doors are just a little bit lower, like for easier reach, I guess. If it was, yeah, it's just a cater, I guess, if you're in a wheelchair. Mini fridge. Then you want your washer and your water. Washer dryer down there. You have the lounge and dining room. And here is the master bedroom if you're wanting to have a look at that as well. So just, you know, massive ass bed, bedside tables, wardrobe, luggage rack, and some coat hangers and stuff in there. Also, this room was very, very cold. The air conditioning, it was set to a preset thing. It was set to freezing because it's like summer here, but it was set to very cold, and there's one gripe I'll have with the room because it was just freezing. It's very quiet here though, very spacious. I'll show you the view out here. Hold on, just to lunge across here, and that is the view. If you go a couple of streets up, then you're up by Cuba Street. This is Taranaki Street just here. Yeah, we're just right central Wellington, but we're in like a quieter zone, so not really too close to any bars or clubs or any of that kind of scene, just because they're further that way, which is great. But this is great for where we were wanting to be for the ocean swim, because we could just walk over to Freyberg Beach and Orienta Bay over that way, and you're literally a 10-minute walk from Te Papa, just up or just down the street, I mean. So I think that's all I've got to say. I'm not really sure what I've captured over the weekend, but I hope you enjoyed the vlog nonetheless, and me talking about my frustration of the car. Woohoo. Yes, I had envisions that we were going to have the car towed, or jump back on the bus to get back home or something like that, but we don't have to do that anymore. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it. Subscribe down below if you want more travel vlogs from me, and I will see you in another episode really, really soon.